just saying that
Years working, does a great job, but she's leaving in the spring because of housing.
Largely confined to areas that have town sewer and town water. No, there's not. Let's hear.
Yeah, well, there may be areas that would be likely candidates for development, and extension of sewer and water might be a healthy introduction.
How much more do you think there is to do there? I mean, what expansion in terms of commercial do you see? From the runway, you can't go right up to the runway with industrial development.
No, I have to building setback lines and that kind of thing.
Because when, I mean, you don't want to...
We don't have to debate the boundaries.
And then you write somewhere, he said green, no development.
If you could say what we're talking about. Also, when you're trying to figure out what the potential is inside that area, the map on the far right over there with the red dots.
Shows all the potential.
I walked over to that map this morning, and not far from sort of my bedroom window, I looked out and looked on the map and saw enormous development of red dots there that I never knew existed in that direction. So if you're wondering what's possible in that circle, take a gander.
We love my husband and I love Nantucket. After we were married, he was introduced to it. I'm the one that came since I was 3. And he is now, unfortunately, in the nursing home. But you know we must love it because we didn't abandon just because we got ill. We stick here because this is a special place.
What's going to happen over time is that what's decided now may well impact future generations, our kids, our grandkids, et cetera, for many years to come.
100 old septic systems in here that haven't got a chance of passing
That's why I would put development here, because A, we've got the bike path, we've got a significant amount of conservation land here.
I think it's extremely critical that the year-rounders show up because after all, it's the economic base of the community that functions on the behalf of the families that live here.
They're using the pumping station from here, too. They don't know what they're going to do yet. Down in Sconset, down in Low Beach, they're trying to get a piece of Coast Guard property to take care of all the Sconset Stewart area.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's a problem they got there, too. They're trying that.
Now, there are a lot of people who would just as soon stop all growth on Nantucket last week sometime. The reality of it, however, is the fact that we have an economic responsibility here to the island community and to the families that live here. So it's not something that's going to be done in 20 minutes. The development of an economic game plan is going to take several years, in my personal opinion, to be created and to be implemented over time without disemboweling the basic economic system that we now live under.
What kind of feedback are you getting? People talk to you all the time.
None. That's what scares me.
No one's saying anything to you about it?
Right.
Why do you think
so there's
that is?
something's missing. Either everybody is very happy, everybody's too busy, or they're disgusted because we keep going over and over, and we've been planning on this island. I've been here 68 years, and we have been planning for 45 of them, and some things are getting done, slow but sure, but they're getting done. And if we hadn't done it, a lot of people wouldn't be living on this island today. We made it nice for them. And now that they're here, now they have a better idea, like reinventing the wheel. And there's some good ideas. I'm not saying they're bad ideas, but there's a feeling around town. No, there's no feeling around town.
You know, some people just don't want to face the truth. They just want to make that last big buck. They think if I can make it, I'll have my security. You can understand their thinking, but it's a very serious thing for Nantucket. And the ones that I really can't forgive are the lawyers who are on the wrong side of a question just for the money involved. That I find unforgivable.
A lot of people do not have financial security, and they are working like so many other American families week by week and trying to survive. There are other people who have financial resources that some of the year-round families do not have, and therefore you've got to plan in a very tedious manner almost as to how the plan can be implemented over time and not ruin the character and the history of Nantucket for the reason that people come here.
I'm retired.
Yeah.
I have put my land into conservation, excepting for enough room for the kids, my nieces and nephews.
Now, is putting your land into conservation easy to do?
Yes, it is.
And you recommend it?
I do indeed. I do indeed. What you do is, what it does is you give away the right to build a house on it,
Right.
which means a very good tax break for 5 years.
Oh, that's good.
And the Nantucket Land Council, I shouldn't give a plug here, but it's true, they'll help you. They help me with it. In other words, all the ins and outs of it.
And
Plus, what you get for 5 years, you get 7% of your gross adjusted income off for a tax break, which is lovely.
And the conservation land.
And the feeling that I've done the right thing, and it'll never be, my nieces and nephews can inherit it, but they cannot build on it.
Right.
And that's the best way that I find, other than straight gift.
And I think each one of us who live here year-round, who have families here, and who have children and grandchildren that are going to grow up here, need to be involved in this process. The process is going to spend your money and the money of future generations to come, and it can't be done without an essential business-like game plan. So please come and join us.
I think so.
Yeah.
You came across Crooked Lane. It's a